What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Pitter Patter Pop. So today we're talking about something that you guys have not been shy about letting me know that you are looking for. You guys have absolutely been clamoring to hear it, so I wanted to get this out as soon as I could. This is the guide and detailed explanation on the awakening system. So I'm not going to go into each of the awakened characters just yet. I will talk about EX stickers a little bit, but I'm going to go ahead and go into each of the characters on their own time. So for now, all we're going to talk about is the awakening system, how it works, and how I think you should go about awakening. Okay, so first, let's just go ahead and look at a fully awakened character. So my Jonathan is fully awakened, GR+++, as you can see. His power skyrocketed up to nearly 3,000. It was a massive jump. It's like a 1,200 power bump for him. Fully awakened characters are crazy strong. Okay, just power-wise. A fully awakened BR at max level has more raw power than a maxed out GR does. I think BR Koichi has nearly like 22 or 2,300 power in comparison to GRs who have like 1,800 without awakening. So the power bump is gigantic, and we'll talk about why that matters later. But how do you awaken somebody? Well, that's pretty easy. You see under all the character portraits now where there's this blank slot or the pluses. The pluses are obviously if they've already awakened. The blank slots are if they aren't. And then you see the little text right here means they have an awakening available. It's just this little button in the bottom right, and it lets you spend jewels to go ahead and break an awakening limit on the character. You can do it 3 times. Each one costs the same amount of jewels, so it does not become more expensive as it goes up. At least I'm 90% sure that's the case. I just said that without verifying it, but we're about to find out. That was 30. I know for GRs it's 555, but I guess I don't know for BRs if it's 30, 30, 30. It is, so it always stays the same. BRs it's 30, I think SRs are 20, and GRs are 5. You get these by pulling dupe characters. Now, you can get these from both the Diamond Gacha and the Coin Gacha. They're in both. So, dupes from the Diamond Gacha for GRs, because that's the one everyone's worried about, you get 5. Okay? Dupes, actually, you might even only get 5 for every rarity, I think, from the Diamond Gacha. Whereas dupes from the Coin Gacha, you get 1. So, for GRs, you need the initial pull because you do not get any jewels on the initial pull. So when you pull someone for the first time, your jewels are at 0. Then when you pull dupes after that, you get 5. So for GRs, you need to pull 3 dupes to max them out. Okay? Now, at least I believe every SR and BR awakens right now. Like, look at all the available awakenings. Right now, only select GRs do it, but every BR and SR does it, and that's very important. And you remember the power thing that we talked about before? By making SRs and BRs all have awakening and all be pretty easy to awaken, it's big because it increases the innate power of your team when you go into events. So this kind of makes it so that you're not worried about getting crappy cheer panels, because your cheer panels are now super powered, right? They're like supercharged because you have these guys all broken with a big power boosts. So it improves your consistency, basically. You're never going to get like a cheer time. I mean, you will eventually, because more and more stuff's going to come out that you're going to have to pull fresh, and you're not going to be able to awaken it right away. But for now, at least, it's a huge buff to everyone's slate of cheer panels, because it just makes them more durable and more sustainable. It's a huge buff. So, oh, excuse me. Oh, I'm sorry. So, does awakening change anything other than their power? Yes, it does. When you awaken a unit, you increase their level cap. So, 1+ lets them go from 50 to 60. 2 pluses goes up to 70. All 3 pluses goes up to 80, like you saw with Jonathan. It also increases their sticker cost. so an awakened unit can equip more stickers than a non-awakened one. And then for the GRs, they also come with an EX sticker. So these are the big pull of Awakening right now, okay? So you see, I have all of them right now except for Polnareff and Iggy. I did not pull them. But for the other JoJo's, I have them all fully awakened, which means I have all of their EX stickers. Now, EX stickers cost 0. You can see up here they have no cost. And you can only equip one EX sticker at a time. So see, if I go to put another one on, it boots the other one that I had on there out of here. Now, what these do is they add like a secondary effect. It's almost like an extra skill for the character. For example, Jonathan erases 4 tiles when you meet his specific conditions. With Jotaro, you break 30 Jotaro tiles, so you clear 30 tiles that are his, and he'll make a box of himself for you. Jorno does a similar thing, where when you clear 40 of his tiles, he makes 2 boxes. Okay? Josuke and Joseph, both of these guys, will make 4 charge tiles when you make a 4x4 using them. Okay? And Frog Jorno, I believe, makes 2 frog panels when you clear 40 of his tiles, which turn into boxes. So basically, he's just a worse version of regular Jorno, which he's always been. A lot of these are pretty powerful abilities. Joseph and Josuke, I think, are the worst ones. 4 charge tiles is really not that big of a deal. Whereas Jonathan breaking 4 tiles is great because that's 4 tiles. 1, he can hit obstacles, and 2, when he breaks those tiles, it's immediate charge to your partner, right? It's only 4, but it's still a free 4 extra tile charge. So it's pretty good for like their skills. I think the best one right now is Jorno. 40 tiles of his to make 2 boxes is really strong in my opinion. It makes him partner really well with guys like Risotto who charge up anyway, right? Because the boxes let you adapt to wherever obstacles might be on the screen, and then Risotto can just power them up and shoot through. Jotaro is also really good because he also makes boxes, which makes him very adaptable, but he's less consistent. He can either have a really big blow-up phase where he just makes like 1,000,000 panels, or he'll override himself like 12 times. And Jorno cannot override himself. Jorno has a set pattern, Jotaro doesn't. I think both Jotaro and Jorno are really good, but like I said, showcases will be coming later on how to use them. So we talked about how to awaken. Pretty simple. It's just a button click. We talked about how you get the jewels, but now let's talk about how all of these guys are already awakened because I have not pulled very much. If you've been playing, hopefully you've already noticed they actually carried over your pulls. So any dupes that you've pulled in the past, the game has kept track, and they've stuck your gems in your account already. So all of your DRs and SRs probably have at least 1 level to max out. I mean, it depends on how often you pull. For people that pull a lot, they can probably max most of the stuff in their box already. For those of you who only pull a little bit, you should at least have a level or 2 you can put into them. It costs nothing but jewels to do, okay? So to awaken something, there's literally nothing involved in it other than spending these jewels. You don't need to spend gold. I mean, you need to spend gold and you need to level them up to get them to 80. But as far as adding the pluses and breaking the level cap and getting like the free power boost, that's purely jewels. So you should 100% go through your entire box and do this as much as possible for everyone that you can. Because like I said earlier, this is going to power up your cheer panels, and it's going to make your runs and score attack and stuff more consistent, because you're going to have less panels that come out that just suck, right? It's going to always result in a higher team power, and so giving that higher team power means you're going to do more damage. So that's why you see the leaderboard right now is a lot of the old JoJo's and then Part 4 Jotaro, because the old JoJo's have the high power and their bonus units, so that power is getting multiplied even further. And then you're using Part 4 Jotaro's multiplier to make really big hits. We talked earlier about how power is not the end of the world, right? And having really high power will not overwrite or make you better than a unit with a really good skill, because a lot of damage in this game is multiplicative. That's still true. But the base power that goes into the damage formula or whatever that calculates how much damage you do, power does matter to an extent. So when you have guys with really high power and you cross them with those really good multipliers, you end up with kind of the perfect storm. I don't know that the JoJo's are going to stay top 100 relevant right now. Um, it's hard to tell. They're bonus units right now, so you know they're getting a massive boost to their already high power. I mean, it's a crazy multiplier boost because of the bonus and the naturally high power that they have. And then this SA is also kind of rude to voice risotto because the enemy constantly lays boxes like across the center, so it's a lot harder for voice risotto to always guarantee that all of his tiles are touching each other, which is okay-ish, but like, you know, in stand-up time, you could just move them around, but you're not using him that way, especially with Part 4 Jotaro. You're just trying to make a really big one and then pop it immediately with time stop. A lot harder to do that in the way that this SA is laid out. Whereas the EX sticker new JoJo's benefit a lot from it, especially Giorno and Jotaro, because they overwrite so many of those and they make their boxes and stuff that they can use. So it feels like kind of a perfect storm SA for them to do really well. I would like to see them continue to do well because I think that their buffs were good. I don't think they're overpowered or anything, but I think they're all very solid characters now. Josuke and Joseph kind of got the short end of the stick. I don't think that their EX sticker is all that great, but I think Jonathan, Jotaro, and Giorno are all really good now. They're all perfectly usable. Yeah, I think they're all really strong now. I would like to see them used more often. Hopefully they will be. Like, I think if you look at the top 100 right now. Yeah, like look at all these guys. I think almost all of them so far are voiced Part 4 Jotaro, which is obvious because he's the best character in the game. And then just a bunch of the original JoJo's, and then you see some Bag Polnareffs in here because he's a really great obstacle clearer too. And then you have the Polnareff and Iggy because they have super huge power because they're WGR. But look at how all the original JoJo's are out here competing. You know, like that. To me, that's nuts that they're in here and they were buffed good enough to be in here. Because even before these buffs, like even if they were bonus characters, you'd never get there. You know what I mean? So I'm a big fan of the update and the Awakening system. I hope that this made sense. I don't think Awakening is super difficult. I think it's pretty intuitive once you know like the values of everything. But like I said, make sure that you go through your box. I still have to do it. I haven't done it on mine yet. And fully awaken every single person that you can just for that power boost. Because even if you're not going to level them up, like with your tickets and stuff like that, you're still getting a little bit of power out of it. See, so he's up to 731, and then I'll awaken him again. Ugh, Wired Beck is so gross. I hate him. So now he's at 931, and then I'll zap him again. And now he's at 1131. Like, that's a big buff to character power. So he's 680. Now he's at 880, right? So you're getting free, I guess, free 600 power every time, not counting the ability to break their level even further. The new bingo stage is an EXP stage, so you can level them up more, but it's kind of, it's a bit of a hassle to do. You still get a ton. You get 4,000, which is a lot comparatively, but it's quite a grind for only having 5 hearts. So I hope you have your spare hearts saved up. But that's the gist of the Awakening system. I really like it. Like I said, I think it's a pretty straightforward system. I think it's much needed, and I think it's a really cool reward to people both who are brand new, because you have your old JoJo's that you get right when you start the game. So everybody that starts guarantees they're going to have one already. So any dupes they get, they can immediately begin awakening them. And then I think it's an awesome buff to long-term players who have all these toys they get to play with now, because the Awakening system came out and made them useful. And we got to keep all of our old pulls, so that you don't have to worry about needing to pull a bunch, despite having already pulled a bunch in the past, you know? it's really great, and I really hope they do keep doing that when they keep awakening older characters. They carry over the pulls just so people can keep playing the way that they're playing. But yeah, so that's the awakening system. Sorry, I always get rambly right at the end, don't I? You know, I talk for a little bit and then I just get lost in my own thoughts and I just want to talk more. That's why I like making those Moriocho radio episodes so much. It's just me talking into the void about things that I like. All right, everybody. Thank you. If you have any further questions or you noticed any information that I gave that was incorrect or has been since debunked or whatever, go ahead and put it in the comments. I will correct you if your correction is wrong. If it's not, I will make sure that I make it available so people know the right thing. But again, I am like 99.9% sure in all of this information. So basically, if anything comes out that is wrong in this, it probably just was discovered incorrectly and then corrected later on. What am I saying? Why am I still talking? I don't know why I'm still talking, guys. I'm just doing it. I'm just doing it. I'm just filling airtime, making noise. All right, everybody, thank you for watching. Make sure to awaken your entire box, and let me hear in the comments who you want to see in the next batch of awakenings, okay? Let's do that. So in the comments, let me know who you want the next awakening batch to be, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.